This month has been an absolutely crazy month, so I'm so excited to have my Open Gate quilt box so that I can just work on some quick projects and sew and kind of decompress. This box is so much fun for that because it comes with some projects in it that are all packed up nicely and ready to go. So you can just grab your project and sew. So let's take a look at what's in the box so we can see what I'm working on. All right, so the box comes packaged so nicely. So I'm going to set the box to the side and we're going to go through what we have in here pretty quickly, and then I'm just going to get started on the projects. So the box comes with a nice little list of everything that's in the box. So I'm just going to go in order with the list here. So first up, we have the Carrot Patch Table Runner. And like I said, it's just packaged so beautifully. So here is what the project will look like, and it comes with fabric for the top and for the binding. The fabric is Bella Bunnies from Studio E. Looks like such a cute little project. I'm not going to show you the fabric right now because you'll see it all when I'm working on the project, but we'll get started on that really, really soon. So here is the second project. It is a smaller project. This one usually comes together in like 15 to 30 minutes. It comes together so fast, and I think this will be a really quick one too. So here is how the project will look. Like I said, it is a card project. So I've done some of these before, but this one looks slightly different. I'm excited to put it together. I think it'll be really fun to unwind to doing this project. And then you'll have something useful that you can send to somebody, send them a nice little note, a nice little pick-me-up. So we always get a notion of the month, and usually it's something that's really, really handy to help us with one of the projects. So this is Heat and Bond Light, and I'm guessing we'll be using this for our table runner project to attach the carrots. All right, and then we always get some Orfil thread, and it is usually a color that coordinates with one of our projects or sometimes both of our projects. So this is a 50 weight light beige. And this month we get a bonus fat quarter. We either usually get a bonus fat quarter or a bonus quilt pattern to work on. And this month we got a really pretty bonus fat quarter. So here is my fat quarter. The flower is beautiful. I love this yellow. And then it has this kind of watercolor look, which I talk about a lot. Any fabric that has kind of watercolor look, I am all on board for. Absolutely love that look. All right, and there's two different add-ons that you can do for this box. You can add on backing fabric that will help complete your main larger project, or you can add on a fat quarter stash builder. I get the fat quarter stash builder. Absolutely love it. It is so fun getting some extra fat quarters each time I get this box. I shouldn't say or. You could get both. You could pay extra for the backing and for the fat quarters. But the fat quarters also come with a fat quarter friendly pattern, which is really fun as well. Help build up your pattern stash as well as your fat quarter stash. Ooh, I'm absolutely loving this pattern. Look at those flowers. Very spring as well. Let me see what that's called. So flowers in my garden. Love that. So let's look at the fat quarters I received. Oh, this is so cute. Look at the hot air balloon and then the butterflies there. The bunnies are so, so cute. This would be really fun to fussy cut around, depending on a project that you could use that for. Actually, the balloons would be too. Love this striped fabric. And then some more florals. This is so pretty. I love these. So much fun to get these. All right, let's dive into the projects. All right, so again, we're going to be working on the quilted card. So here are my fabrics. And then here is my card. So I think the fabric, after we sew it together, is going to lay here. And then we have these kind of glue adhesives that are going to attach the card in here. Then we'll be able to write our note. And then we even get an envelope for it, which I think this is so neat. I've never seen it come together this way before, but I love that we're provided with this card and the envelope for it. So I have my fabrics here. I'm turning on my iron so I can give them a quick press, and I'm going to just look at the instructions really quick. All right, so we have a template here that I need to cut out for the card. And now I'm just gonna cut the fabrics at some different widths and kind of a little bit slight different angles to add some interest in here. I need to change my rotary blade, I think. And then we're just going to start sewing onto the back of this because we're going to need to use this rectangle as a template when we're done sewing. So I'm just going to choose one of the fabrics and I'm going to place it face up on here. I'm just going to kind of sort these a little bit so I can make sure I get different fabrics to choose from. I'm going to add on a thinner one here, place it right sides together, and then I'm just going to sew right across there. Right, and then we're going to press this, and it did shift a little, but I think we're still in the seam allowance, so I think we'll be fine. So add some heat and press this well. Right, and then I'm going to grab a different strip here, add it right sides together, and sew right along that raw edge. And then press. I think I'll put it this way. So I'm going to add, just keep adding these strips across here. I think I'm going to add this one on. So I think I want to add some more dark on here. I think it's the last piece that I'm going to be able to add, and I want some more dark fabric. So I'm going to add this one on. All right, so I have all the strips sewn on, and now I'm going to trim around this inside rectangle. All right, so that's all nice and cleaned up now, so I'm gonna just attach it into the card. So see, that's how it's going to look. I just wanted to make sure it fit in there okay. I did see that that was flipping up, but I think once I do the adhesives, that will be fine. So it says to remove the paper for the adhesives. And I think I'm gonna attach that side first. Right, and then I'm going to take the adhesive covers off this side. All right, there we go. My goodness, that is such a fun and quick project. I love this so much. And then you could go ahead, write a note in here. You already have the envelope and ship this off to somebody that you care about that needs a nice little note or however you want to use it. So much fun. That is so cute. I love this idea. Wonder where I can buy some more of these cards like this. I'm going to have to find out because this is so much fun. I love this project. Really quick and easy. Really helped me decompress after this busy month so far. All right, so let's jump into the main larger project. All right, so here are my fabrics. And again, I'm going to be making this cute carrot patch table runner. Cute. This fabric is so cute. These bunnies are absolutely adorable. Then we have some butterflies and dragonflies here, and then some more neutral fabrics. I really love this kind of sage green. This is gorgeous fabric. It's kind of more neutral. I think that is really nice because it would help probably blend in with any decor you have, so you can use this table runner or would make a great gift as well. So we also have the orange and the green for the carrots here. So I'm gonna look through the pattern and see what I need to do to cut some of this up, but I'll be right back to start piecing it together. All right, so I got all of my prep work done for this table runner project. The fabric is cut. It is so, so cute. The cutting was very, very easy for this project. We just cut squares and we cut rectangles. Super easy. Now I did label my fabric squares per the pattern. So I have a stack of squares that are 1 and a stack of squares that are 2. I also went ahead and got the carrot applique ready. So to do that, I drew out the carrots on the paper side of the fusible. Then I ironed the orange and the green fabric to the sticky side of the fusible. Then all I had to do was cut it out. Now, applique things I always cut out with my Karen Buckley scissors. These have a slight serrated blade, so they're really good for raw edge applique so your fabric doesn't fray as much. Now, this table runner comes together in 6 different segments. I have the first segment laid out, so I'm just going to start sewing this together. The pattern has really clear pressing instructions for this, so it all comes together nicely. So I'm going to sew it together a little bit slowly so that I can make sure I press everything in the right direction to bring it together. All right, so I have that first seam sewn, and this seam is going to press down. So I'm just going to finger press it and then add some heat. All right, and then I'm going to add on the rectangle. I'm just going to keep working this way to slowly bring this patchwork together. So I'm just going to keep walking through this nice and slowly. This will be fun, just a fun patchwork to sew together. All right, I have the first segment sewn together and I absolutely love it. I really love these calming colors. It is so, so pretty. All right, so the pattern actually has me bring the whole table runner together before I start putting on the applique, but I do want to applique on the carrots on this one just so you can see how that comes together. Then I'm going to finish up the rest of the table runner. All right, so I'm just going to peel the backing off of one of the carrots. Then you can kind of see the shiny glue on there. And then I'm just going to line it up on here. And then I'm going to take off one of the backings off of the leafy top. And then I always look for the shiny glue because sometimes if you don't press it right, the glue is going to stay on the paper. So I just make sure it's there. Then I'm just going to double check, make sure I like how it's centered. Just remember there's going to be at least 1/4 of an inch seam up here, if not more, depending on the width of the binding. So just kind of gauge that for how you want to center it. Then after I have it how I like it, I'm just going to press it in place. And there you go. We have one carrot in place, and I'm just going to go ahead and do the other one. So exact same steps. And I am just following the placement of the carrots in the pattern. You could, I'm sure, lay them in any direction that you would prefer. So I'm laying them just as in the pattern. In the pattern, it's going to lay this way with the leaf, but you could lay it the other way if you want for how you would like it to look. Just keep that in mind. I'm just doing the layout per the pattern. Oh my goodness, seriously, how cute is this? I love how this is turning out. This is such a fun project. This is why I absolutely love this subscription box. I get these cute, fun, quick patterns to work on. Really helps me unwind. All right, so I'm going to get the rest of the segments done for this, and then I'll show you how it looks after I have the top of this table runner finished. All right, so here is the finished top. This is such a perfect table runner for spring, for Easter. It is just so cute. So here you can see it here, all the little carrots on here. It's just adorable. Plus, as a bonus, it was pretty easy to put together. Now, just so you know, the fabric here is for the binding on this project. I just didn't prep it and get it ready because I'm not quilting it just yet. And then there is some other fabric in here, some leftover background fabric. And this fabric here, that is for the bonus fat quarter project that I didn't put together. And I'll probably add these components into my stash to use on something else. All right, so that is the large project. And then of course the small project, then I still had that thread and a bunch more of the fusible and the bonus fat quarter in this month's box. I thought it was so much fun. Another fabulous box from Monique at Open Gate Quilts. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.